This is Benjamin Price reporting for Kids First, and today I'm going to interview the cast of the new film Smallfoot. Here we go. Mr. Kirkpatrick, you've worked in live action and animation. What's your favorite thing about directing an animated film? And Mr. Devito, what's your favorite part about working on an animated film, like, say, Space Jam or The Lorax?
Yeah, you go.
In live action, everything's happening at once. So, your day starts, cameras are rolling, everything's going at once. In animation, you can do it one bit at a time. So one meeting is about camera, one meeting is about lighting. You go into a recording studio with somebody like Danny, you get to spend 3 or 4 hours just on the dialogue before you go in and work with the animators on the physicalization and the interpretation of the dialogue. So it's a bit of a marathon. It takes longer. Live action shoots are usually like around 40 to 60 days. Animation goes on for about 18 months. So it's pretty hard to keep your focus, but it's a fun process. It gives you a lot of chance to get it right, basically.
Yeah. And from my point of view, I've done several of these now, animated movies. I started out many years ago, way before you were born. One of my kids, who is in her 30s now, was a big My Little Pony fan. So I played a part in My Little Pony. Yeah, you probably don't know that. I mean, do you know My Little Pony? Yeah, you kind of know it. Yeah. Okay, but it's cool. So my first thing that I did was like 30 years ago or something like that, My Little Pony. And what I got a kick out of it because when I brought my kid to see it, she perked up, she recognized my voice. Same thing with like in Space Jam. I love doing Schwackhammer, right? I was like, that was so much fun. Then, of course, Philoctetes in Hercules, and then Lorax, now Smallfoot. Very excited about Smallfoot. You see it yet?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
I really liked it.
Good. I'm glad you liked it because it's for kids of all ages, basically.
Yeah.
So, Mr. DeVito,
Yes.
if you were to go on a road trip with 3 characters that you have played, who would they be and why?
Oh, I would go with Mr. Wormwood because he knows how to, buy and sell cars. No, I just really dig Harry Wormwood, because he's like a little bit. And I think I would have Oswald, the Cobblepot, to be around if I needed any help, scare people off, you know what I'm saying? And then, I think maybe my third choice would be, well, I'm trying to think of somebody who's honorable and who has. Okay, I did a movie. I can't even think of a character that I played that wasn't a crook. Can you help me out?
Yeah, the throw mama from the train.
Well, yeah, that's Harry Wormwood. Okay, so.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's Owen.
That's Owen.
Owen, yeah, Owen's a simple guy, and maybe you could show him the ropes.
Alrighty. Well, thank you both for
Thank you
talking
very
to me
much.
today. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much, Benjamin. Nice to
You worked with the director of this film, Karey Kirkpatrick, on what was your first film role?
Yes.
2009's Imagine That.
Uh-huh.
How did your relationship change with one another over the course of Smallfoot's production?
That's a good question. So, when we shot Imagine That, even though it came out in 2009, I was 7 when we shot it. We shot it in 2007. It was a 5-month process, the very first movie I'd ever done. And he was so great because, he's really the reason why I so enjoy acting now, because I had such a fantastic first experience and Imagine That. And so when he called me for Smallfoot, I was like, yes, of course. And I don't know if much has changed because he's still the nicest human ever. And it's still a collaborative process. So I'd have to say that's one thing that I really admire about his process as a director, is that of course he comes in with a vision of what he wants and what the goal is, but he's so willing to hear our feedback or to hear our ad-libs when we're improvising and making stuff up as characters. And so I'd have to say he's remained very consistent.
So on a completely different note, you advocate for young people to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 13, so I still got 5 years
Yeah,
to
just
go.
a little bit of time left.
But how do kids my age get involved with the political process, even if we can't head to the polls?
Right. Well, okay, another great question. I'd have to say I have a 10-year-old brother and I have a 15-year-old brother, and I just got the right to vote soon. And so it's a question that I've been dealing with forever, because I think just as somebody who's affected by what's happening in the world, we should have a right to be involved in our policies and the process of our government. And so I think it comes through a lot of education and reading about figuring out what actually is happening, how our government works. That's a big part of it, of even just acknowledging like how the process works, because that alone is convoluted, of like how are policies passed, who's in charge, what are senators like. But I think also it's about getting involved on a community level. So I think there's so much that we can do before we go to the polls to improve our own communities, through community center work, through advocacy, through just sharing information with friends, and also being an active conversation. I think the best thing that we can do as young people until we're 18 and even past 18 is develop our own opinion based on our education, based on our community, because when you're armed with your opinion, you're armed with a special kind of power.
Wow. Well, thank you for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the show. Mr. Corden, your show
Yes.
is too late on a school night for me to watch it consistently.
Without question. Your parents are very wise. Yes.
But we're at carpool karaoke, and I'm curious, what Yetis do you think would have the most fun on that segment? And Mr. Tatum, what songs do you think they would sing?
Well, I think it would be wonderful. It's a very talented group of people on this film. You know, Channing and Zendaya and LeBron James and Common, Gina Rodriguez. These are all incredible performers, and I've been lucky enough to do a carpool karaoke with LeBron James, and we had a great time. So if I would get the opportunity, I could. It would be a wonderful hour for me. What songs would we do? Do you think?
Ice Ice Baby.
Ah,
right.
very good.
Yes.
Do you know it?
Sort of, yes.
All right, stop. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with the brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll go to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Like on the stage, I rock a chomp like a candle. Dance, let's speak it like boom. I light up the stage like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. When I rock it, don't follow me. Anything less than the best is a felony. Love it or leave it? You better can't wait. You better keep bull that the kids don't play. If check out my hoop on my DJ Revolver.
That should have been in the movie. Congratulations.
Benjamin, you can ask another question.
yeah.
We took
Come
up too
on,
much of your
come
time.
on.
Go on, Benjamin.
What lessons? There are a lot of lessons in this movie. A lot of themes. What lessons do you want audiences to mainly take away from this film?
Oh, good question, Benj.
Question everything. Question your parents. If they're telling you to do something, just go, why? That's it. They better have an answer.
And I would say, just because something's different, and just because you don't understand it, it might look different to you and sound different to you, whether it's a person, place, or anything, it doesn't mean you should be frightened of it, because actually we're a lot more alike than we are different. And if we all share the things that join us, we'll probably have a greater planet to live on.
Well, congratulations on the film.
Thank
I
you,
really
Benjamin.
enjoyed it.
Benjamin,
Bless
you're a
you.
legend.
Thank you.
You're a
you.
lovely boy.